Movement detected. Here it is. I was in error. No enemy detected.
Something's out there.
Engaging hostile life form. Hostile sensor reading detected.
Another day of hard work. It never changes.
Saw something.
Got company. Justice voice.
Salvador reporting in. We've seen an uptick in gunner activity. Their attacks have become more frequent and with greater coordination. I've instructed our soldiers to be extra cautious, but I'd still recommend doubling recon and intel gathering in order to retain the upper hand.
Is that really necessary?
Something's changed. The gunners are pushing back with more force, striking with more cunning. We need to keep on top of them.
Quit being so paranoid.
I prefer to call it being vigilant, but if you want to call it paranoia, that's your prerogative. That was all. Salvador out.
Knew you would help us.
What the?
You're dead!
my old hideaway. Tell me, what do you think of the gun you found? The Steno?
So you know weapons, huh?
Weapon design is one of the many feathers in my cap, yes. I'm impressed you noticed the Steno was custom built. And further impressed you noticed it was by my hand. You clearly have an eye for this sort of thing. I must say, I'm pleased you decided to follow my advice. Make sure you keep hold of that rifle. You'll need it.
Why don't you tell me about it?
The Steno was my answer to the electromagnetic arms race. Whilst others attempted to prioritize energy efficiency or construction costs, I instead focused on raw, stopping power. The result, a handheld weapon that can punch through a warship's hull. Provided you give it enough charge, of course.
How is a gun gonna help us?
Ha! The Steno is an impressive weapon. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But, you're right. A single gun won't win you this war. No, the Steno is but the first stepping stone. To deal with your gunner problem, we're going to require something with a bit more firepower.
If you have something to say, I'm listening.
Tell me, have you ever looked up at the night sky and pondered, what's up there? It's more than just stars, you know. Hundreds, possibly thousands of man-made satellites still orbit this once beautiful globe. And some of those satellites were once part of the United States Atomic Rain Program.
I think I saw a bit about it on the news, back before the war.
That's rather likely. I do recall the politicians wanting to make a big fuss out of it. After all, with the right propaganda, you can reassure the citizenry and scare your enemy's witness, all at the same time.
Oh yeah?
Operated out of Adams Air Force Base, Atomic Rain was a complex network of orbiting weapon platforms, each armed with tactical nuclear missiles. Now, after being unattended for so long, most of these satellites will have likely malfunctioned or be damaged. But a handful should still be serviceable, patiently sitting idle, awaiting their next command. A command that we shall send them.
What happened at Adams Air Force Base?
As far as the public knew, and most of the serving officers for that matter, Adams was just a typical Air Force base. Hangars filled with jet fighters, cadets being drilled in the training yards, and so on and so forth. However, located just a few clicks beneath the surface was ECAM, the East Coast Aerospace Management System, Control Center for Atomic Rain. And a few other things too. Officially, ECAM was established to defend our soil against enemy incursion. Unofficially, it was to monitor and react in event of any native resistance that may have occurred due to the ever-escalating civil unrest.
You sure that 200 years didn't rust something important up there?
No. Oxidation, or rusting, requires oxygen. And whilst it's possible a satellite in very low Earth orbit could suffer mild corrosion, it's still unlikely. It's far more probable that some of the satellites have sustained damage from space debris than from any amount of rusting. Still, even taking into account 200 years of neglect of environmental deterioration, enough of the Atomic Rain satellite network should still remain for our purposes.
I can see where this is going.
Precisely. By gaining control of the Atomic Rain satellites, we can commandeer their nuclear arsenal and use it to wipe the gunners off the face of the Earth. In one fell swoop, we can destroy your enemy and put a definitive end to this war. Considering they tried to nuke you, seems a rather poetic response, don't you think?
Destroy them? What exactly do you mean?
The atomic rain missiles were not only designed with maximum destruction in mind, but also with pinpoint targeting and precise blast yield estimates. As such, we would be able to utterly destroy any gunner targets we deemed viable, with little to no collateral damage.
So, how are you going to do that?
Not me. You. Whilst I can guide you, in the end it will be your hand pushing the button. Now, you've already acquired the Steno. The next step to gaining control of atomic rain requires you to obtain something from a certain location. But there is a complication. I can't quite remember where.
What do you mean? Why not?
My memory isn't what it once was. There are gaps in my knowledge. Certain things elude me. Faces, names, dates, locations. There are even times that I lose. But never mind all that. Suffice it to say, I'm going to need some assistance.
Don't worry, I can help.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Whilst my memory is fuzzy, I do recollect something. Saint James. Perhaps some kind of church? No, that doesn't seem right.
What exactly are we looking for?
To gain control of atomic rain, you'll be needing some specific hardware. I've hidden data for said hardware somewhere. I just can't remember where. All I can seem to recall is St. James, but I know that's not where I hid it.
Where is this place?
There were a number of churches around the Commonwealth. St. Mary's, St. Augustine's, but no St. James from what I recall. Could be it's not even a church, or maybe it's a care home or a hospital. But I couldn't tell you where it may be. I'm sorry. I just don't remember.
Where do I start?
Yes, that is the question, isn't it? I must admit, I'm unaccustomed to not having all the answers. I would say start with St. James, but I have no idea where that is. I do seem to associate that name with a few other places, though. Places like the Old Warren Theater, the Prost Bar, and the Boylston Club. Perhaps if you were to visit some of these old haunts of mine, you could uncover some information on St. James. And then, once we know more about it, chances are likely I'll know where to send you next. Well then, you have your next task. Off you go. I'll radio later to check up on you. Best of luck out